Okay guys, this is a little video here for Mr. James. Mr. James, I got your programming cable, and actually yours was very easily to take apart. It literally come right apart, which makes the modification here a lot easier. So this is my original one, programming cable, that people's been asking a lot about how to modify it and whatnot, and I've done a video on it and such, but this time, well, this board has a model number CM-120625, 626, 628, something like that, last number there. And this one, all it has is large -10. So I'm not exactly sure what the difference is in this, but it doesn't seem to be any difference in it. I'm just looking at the circuitry and the traces and whatnot, and it, all the parts are in the exact same spots. All the traces are running in the exact same spots. So, yeah. So, I'm just going to wire this one here up the same as my original one. The only difference is this cable is the wiring on this cable here is soldered to different positions than what this one over here is wired to, which is kind of weird. But we're going to be changing that over, modifying the cable, the original cable, to match the cable on my cable, and also install a USB cable also for power, or not that side, but that side, to power this board with a USB. Anyway, I'd like to obviously thank Mr. Ray, Mr. TechQuest, for actually coming up with how to make this programming cable work, because when I first got it, it would not work, and he looked at the circuitry and whatnot and discovered how to actually make this work. So I have to give 100% credit to Ray about this modification to this cable. So thank you, Ray, obviously. So I digress. Let's get modifying here. Okay, so first thing, put some water on my little sponge on my soldering iron here. So I can clean my tip. And I'm going to remove these 3 wires. But first, before I do that, I'm going to get a picture of this, so it knows what it originally looked like. Remove that wire. Alright, clean up those pads. That one. Now, clean up these other pads. Okay. Now, that's that part. modify the board. Let's see. I need to put in a little jumper wire between. I need to put a jumper between this pin. Let's see. This side. Between this pin and this pin. Between pin 1 and 4. So we'll get that. Tin up a little piece of wire. Don't need to be thick, and it certainly don't need to be long. Piece of wire right there. All is required. Keep me needing those pliers out. I gotta put my magnifying glasses on here because I'm actually getting my eyesight's getting worse. So between there and pin 4, so I gotta go this way. Go there and there. A little bit, make sure we got no wire underneath that. Do that one again, I don't like that. Don't like the way that came out there then. Let me fix it up a bit. Okay, so we got our jumper in between pin 1 and 4. Well, I call it pin 1 and 4, but the connector is going toward away from you, and I'm just calling them pin 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So pin 1 and 4. Need a little jumper there. So next thing we need to do on this, we have the trace that runs right here. This trace right there. That one needs to be cut. I need to slice this trace. This one can't be connected. So we'll cut that one next. And all we're going to use with that is a trusty knife. Everybody has a trusty knife. Yeah. If only I knew how to open it. Oh, there we go. Trusty knife. Switchblade kind of thing. Anyway. So So what we need to do, we need to cut that trace. Yeah, so we cut this trace right there. Just take it off camera. Like, just give me a second, folks. New kittens in the house are now, and they're into everything. Quite literally. Alright, make sure we got that cut. Almost. Could use me little Dremel on it, but Dremels are not really that nice for cutting. Alright, try that. We have it. Let me get my magnifying glass. Wherever I got that put to. Oh, there it is. Take a real close look at it. I gotta make sure that trace is cut. You do indeed. He is indeed cut. Magnifying glasses. Okay, so that one's cut. So next thing we gotta do, we need to add a resistor to the ground pads here. These two here have to be jumped together, both grounds. So we'll jump two of these together, like so. Now we need orange, brown, black, orange. Need a resistor. Let's see, what is this? So it's 10K resistor we need. Take brown, black, orange. Stockpile of resistors. Let's see if I got a small one. No, not even too big here. So we got one here, rough bet. Boom. That was easy. What we need to do, this resistor needs to be soldered according to, gotta go between ground and this. Make sure I'm looking at this right. Yeah, between ground and M or X. I'm sure there's another cut down there. I don't think there is. No. So it goes between ground right here. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Sorry for that. between ground and this trace right here, which goes back to M receive. So resistor just goes across these two pads. So we'll just take a quick look at the other board just to make sure. No other cuts. Just want to make sure here. It's been a while since I've done these boards. Don't think there's any more cuts on that board. Pretty sure that should be it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So this resistor basically goes from ground to MRX. So we'll put this resistor in. We'll trim it down because it doesn't need to be 300 mils long. Trim it so it fits nicely. So we can trim off some of this. That bit. Bit. And tin it. Tin the resistor like so. Solder it to the board. Push this lead down because it's got to touch the board. It's coming up. Oh, down you bugger. There you go. Then we're going to tin that. Solder that to the board. Just light up. So right now, you're looking like that. Okay. This is this side of the board. And this is the other side of the board. Right. So now, fun part. Now we solder the original wires from the cable onto the board. And let's see. So white goes on MRX, black wire goes to ground, and red goes to, as they call, PTX. So solder these guys on. Sorry for showing my head here, folks, but my eyesight's getting really bad lately. Time for glasses, I think. And we'll get on. PTX. PTX. Alright. This is the actual cable to the radio. This is where it all connects. Black to ground, red to PTX, and wait to what was it? MRX. So there we go. Make sure there's no shorts anywhere. We don't want short circuits. So now next thing is to hook up the actual USB cord, because USB cord, the USB cord itself, programming cable, is going to get power from the USB port. The USB port supplies 5 volts. 5 volts is what runs the processor. So, anywho, now we're going to cut off an end of this, because we don't need it. I'm not sure how big his computer or whatever is, so we'll cut off that. And we're just going to use just enough of this. We can do our little modification. Ooh, nice shielded cable, this one. I don't know if you can hear my crazy cats in the background there. They run around when they're talking. It's like screeching tires on pavement. Call them screech. Alright, so all we're going to want in this, all we're going to want is the black and the red wire in that USB cord. That's it. Turn back all that old shield. We don't want none of this shorting out. Turn back all that. Now, if you have it, put a little bit of heat shrink over it. If it'll fit, like slide it on, and just kind of put it right there, and then melt it with your torch, or shrink it with your torch. Basically just to help keep anything from shorting out here on the end of the cable here. So just like that. So now we need to tin these two wires. Strip them a little tiny bit. Don't need a lot. Just tin them like so. So now what we're going to do is solder this. What are we doing here? Now my USB cable is white and red. And my old USB cable was just power, which is red and white. I'm going to check USB power just to verify this. Let's see, USB pin out. Make sure I'm right, I'm not actually wrong, because I'm pretty sure white and green is data. Yeah, it is too, so I am right. So there you go. So red is VCC 5 volt and black is ground. So yeah, so white and green is your data minus and data plus. Yeah, so a normal USB cable, it's black and red. Okay, anyhow, so we solder our black to ground, obviously. Ground. And our red wire will go to P voltage, P plus, and that's the power of the board, the circuit board. Just like that. So now you have two cables. This goes just like that. Make sure the ground ain't touching anything, which it's not. Okay. And there you go. That's it. Now, fun part. Trying to figure out how to get this to work on that hood. Because the original hood literally come apart. It wasn't glued or nothing, which is good. I mean, I didn't have to cut it all apart. So normally it would sit like that. As you can see, we now have an extra wire coming out of here. So I'm thinking probably the easiest way to do this is to remove this rubber piece here, because that should give me enough room then to run both wires through this opening. So I'm going to remove that. I don't think it's doing anything anyway, because it moves back and forth, as you can see. So it's not actually doing anything. Normally they're supposed to be molded through it, so it does to the cable, so it doesn't move. This one just slides back and forth, so it's not actually doing anything. It's really only a strain relief, but it ain't relieving anything if it's not working now, is it? Very carefully. Cut my way through this. Because I don't want to cut the cable. That would absolutely suck. Kind of doing this in V shape. In a V type of affair here. Cut one side and cut the other. Like that. And now this piece comes off, just like that. Alright. So what I'd like to do, if I've got enough room, is to put a tie wrap in here. Hold those two cables. The tie wrap will then act as a strain relief. Hopefully there's enough room in this thing. Hopefully. Might be. Hard to say. Put them on there and see what happens. Either A will work or B it won't. I wrap this there. Or inside the shell or something. Is this high enough? No, but didn't think it'd be that easy. Didn't think it'd be that easy, did you? So, what can we do to hold this in place? I mean, it's almost tight enough as it is. See, it's almost tight enough as it is, to be honest with you. Yeah, still got a bit of give to it. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do here? I wonder if I put a... Would I get one tie wrap around? Would one tie wrap go around it? Don't look like it. I'd like to put something on the inside. What do I have? What do I have indeed? Good question. These cable clamps. I don't know if these would be any good or not. If it'll fit. Will it fit the opening is the question. Will it fit the opening? Because it goes in, you know, quite a base. I don't know. Don't know. No. Goes in a bit too far. Oh well, that ain't gonna work. What I need is what I don't have. Smaller tie wraps. Right now, this is all I've got. And what I could do, that's what I'll try. Put my white one on. Wonder if I foiled that plastic down. Would she worked in? I made it small enough. I need something small. Hold it, try it, foil it, see what happens. I'm going to keep the camera going here, folks, just so you can see what the hell with that. Oh, that's me torch on the bottom up. I'm just foiling down the tie wrap here. So small I can get it before it all falls apart. Which might be totally stolen. Good job building the bed it is. We'll get that down small enough. That's for certain. I wonder if I nibble off the top of it. Actually, I'll use my sonar. There we go. I'll use me brain here. Still ain't gonna waste time, but you never know. Unventured, none gained, I always say. Trim it down. See how small I can actually make this thing. See how small I can make a tie wrap before it falls apart. That's basically what I'm trying to do here now. Trying to make this small enough that it'll go in there, but also not fall apart. Boys, oh boys, what you wouldn't do, huh? It wouldn't do for a project. Again, all I'm trying to do is make the tie wrap small enough that it stays together. But don't do that. Oh well. We tried. That ain't gonna work. Well, oh well. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send it back like it is. And I'm gonna suggest when you get this programming cable back, get the smaller tie wraps, you know, the thin ones. Put one on the inside as a strain relief in here, and put one on the outside. That way you can't pull the cable forward or backwards. So that's about all I can do at the moment with this. So if you're okay with that, I'll send her back the way she is. I mean, you know, it'll still be fine, but just, you don't want to be, you know, pulling on the cable here. And yeah, for that matter, you could probably almost put hot glue in there. Hot glue, for that matter, probably even silicone would probably even hold it. Anyway, I'll leave that up to you, what you want to do. But that's this end of the cable, and it ends in this. So we're done. Put one tie wrap there. There you go. There's your cable there, James. Anyway, and what I'll do, I'll also put up a picture of what the cable was originally. So if you do got to change anything, this is your original configuration. If you got to change anything, red went to M transmit, white went to M receive, and black to ground. That was original. So again, the only modifications we did, I cut this trace right here, put a slice across it right here, and put a 10K resistor between ground and M receive. So you take these two grounds here, tie them together. You really see a trace here, but you know, two of these are your ground. Your power went to this pin here, right? So anyway, hope that helps, folks. I hope she works out there for you there, James. Let me know anyways, regardless. And yeah, we'll be chatting later. This is how you modify the programming cable that'll work with the TK-760s, 860s. The programming cable ends in a 6-pin plug, not the 8-pin RJ45. This one ends in the 6-pin plug. Anyway, here we have it. USB for power. Anyway, folks, all the best, and thanks for watching.